Hi, I'm Christine. After working hard for many years, accumulating material things, I decided to sell it all. Now I travel living out of my SUV with my old and blind best friend, Chase the dog. We roam the US looking for adventure, food, and fun. If you'd like to be our travel buddy, then like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Join our Patreon or YouTube membership community for exclusive perks and content. Tonight I'm going to show you my simple evening routine for living in my car. First, I'm going to start by getting jammies on. I always check the weather app first to see how cold it's going to get at night. That way I know if I need to wear like leggings and a sweater or just a tank top and shorts. Tonight it's supposed to be pretty warm, so I'm going tank top and shorts. Chase has a little sweater that he wears if it's cold too. Now that I've got my comfy jammies on, I'm ready to set up the car for sleeping. I'm gonna put the window coverings and the curtain up. These are things I always do separate from the place I'm actually spending the night. I don't want to draw any attention to myself or make it obvious that I'm sleeping in there. I want to be completely stealth so that when I pull into my place that I'm spending the night, nothing has to be done from the outside. I store my window coverings under my mattress. It keeps them nice and flat. I did a whole video on how I set up my car, so if you want to know how I made my window coverings, just click the link here. Next, I partially hang my blackout curtain that I use for privacy. I hang it on this aluminum bar. I leave a little opening for me to crawl through when it's time to go to bed, but at night, this thing will all be covered. I get my pillows all fluffed up and in position. Chase just finished his supper, so I'm gonna take his harness off and get him ready for bed. So the best system Chase and I have figured out for sleeping is he gets this whole end of the bed here, and I sleep with my legs kind of sticking out here. I have this yoga mat that goes over the hard Rubbermaid tub, so my feet don't fall asleep all of the time. So my feet are a little uncomfortable, but at least I can put my legs straight, so I'm happy. I do have this bag that I put right here just to prevent him from like walking forward and planting himself in the middle of the bed for the night, because once he's in his comfy sleeping position, he doesn't want to be bothered or moved, so I just make sure he ends up where he's supposed to be. I like to have coffee very first thing when I wake up in the morning, so I move my French press to right where I can grab it straight out of bed. I put my Apple Watch on the charger and turn on the power for my phone charger block. And then also make sure my phone charging cable is accessible and not buried. These are all the choices of the nighttime drinks I usually like. I have like a chocolate protein powder if I want something sweet. I have several different varieties of tea if I want something comforting and warm. If I want a little kick, I'll do some apple cider vinegar mixed with warm water and honey. I really like this anti-stress drink. It's flavored magnesium powder and it really works. If I have the time, I like to make myself a little drink and watch the sunset. I'm not always in epically beautiful places, but today I happen to be in California right by the ocean. So I'm gonna make myself a little drink and watch the sunset over the Pacific. I think tonight the calming raspberry lemon drink is the one. Once it's dark outside, I'll usually just work on my laptop here in the front seat. Or if I want to chill, like tonight, I'll just get ready for bed early and then watch YouTube in bed till I'm tired. But before we do all the last minute stuff, I'd like to find a place to park for the night. So these are all the apps that I use for finding parking. iOverlander is the one I use the most. It's showing several places that are available around me, but one of my favorite ways to park is just finding residential areas that allow street parking. So I'll zoom out on my Apple Maps just to see like clusters of like a suburban looking area. I just zoom in and confirm there are cars parked in the street. That lets me know that street parking is legal there. So I'm gonna put a pin here and head to this neighborhood tonight. I'm also going to turn my Do Not Disturb on. I have forgotten to do this in the past, and I got a call late at night and it scared me, and the ringer was up and I was stealth camping, so it could have blown my cover. So now I've made it a habit to turn on Do Not Disturb before I go to sleep. Next, I'm going to wash my face, take my contacts out, and brush my teeth. I keep my biodegradable toothpaste right here in the car door so it's easy to grab. I made a separate video on my recipe for this. You can check that out here. When I'm parking in a residential area, I always make sure I'm parked next to like a fence or a bush or something, just so I'm not like in someone's front yard and they can like see me out their front window. So I think this should be a pretty good spot for the night. I always make sure at least 2 windows are cracked. I have the rain guards at the top so people from the outside looking in can't tell that it's cracked. And I'll do the passenger side one as well. If it's hot out, I'll crack the windows in the back as well, but we shouldn't need that tonight. I, of course, make sure the doors are locked. I take my jacket and cover up my French press. If someone was to really look inside here and scope it out, they could probably tell someone was living in here, but my goal is to make that as hard as possible, so I hide everything that looks like a household living item. I also have a couple items to throw people off, so I'm not going to share what those are for safety reasons, but some of the other ones that I've heard of are like a construction hat or construction vest to make it look like if you have a van that it's like a work van. Even better if you can make it look like you're a painter, because no one really wants to break into a van with paint. There are a lot of ideas for these things online and you can just be creative. I would just suggest you have a couple things just to throw people off that when they see, they're like, someone probably doesn't live here. I keep my pepper spray up front here so it's a quick draw while I'm driving, but when I go to bed, I put it on the net above my bed there. All right, my favorite part, crawling into bed. I put my keys right here. So if there is an emergency in the middle of the night, I can quickly grab them. I've memorized, even in the pitch black dark, where my lock button is. So if I need to scare someone away, I can hit the lock button and that will make like a beep and flash the lights. Or I have a remote start option that I could scare someone away with too, and a panic button. All right, I am going to watch YouTube until I'm ready to pass out. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you got some good tips. If you have some tips for me, please leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.